I'm TJ Roletter. This is my good friend Myron who I just met 5 minutes ago, but I've been here in the room preparing for my presentation, looking at all these books that they have down here. I found Myron's book, and the first thing I did when I came in the room, I wrote his name down, his phone number, which is on the back of the book, and I said, get it. So even if I couldn't, I didn't know if I could go on Amazon to get your book, but I flipped through it. I loved what he was doing, and maybe you can now tell everybody what you're doing then with your book here. It's called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, and it looked like an awesome book, so I had to have it for my collection.
Well, fantastic. Well, actually, I used to be a trash man. I drove a garbage truck for $6.25 an hour. I got started in the network marketing industry back in the 80s, and it took me about 14 years to get to 6 figures in that industry. Then I got involved in the information marketing industry, and your CDs, I don't know if you remember an event you did with Ron LeGrand.
I do.
Okay, an internet marketing event.
Yep.
And I listened to a bunch of your stuff way back then, back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
And I said, man, this guy's a genius. Well, fast forward, we've made a few $1 million selling information.
Great.
And I actually got your book from Daegan, the Biz Out book.
Right, cool.
And I thought, this is one of the greatest books I've ever read.
Well,
and
thank
now
you.
I'm standing here talking to the TJ Roletter himself, who I've learned much from, and first time I've had the opportunity to meet.
Well, thanks, and I love your book too. I just want to put a plug in for Myron's book here. I picked it up, had it in my hands for 2 minutes, and I wrote that down. You know,
wow,
it's just,
fantastic.
you know, we live in a day and age where people just think that it's impossible if you don't have a lot of money and don't have connections and all of that kind of stuff. They think that it's impossible for them to make millions of dollars.
And it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it absolutely doesn't. I'm living proof that anybody can start with nothing and make millions of dollars, and so is Myron.
Absolutely.
And so is all of the other people in the room. If you get the DVD of this entire event, this invisible funnel event, we've got a room full of other people just like us who have started with nothing and have gone on to making millions of dollars. And if we can do it, you can do it, right?
Absolutely. And you know, even with that book, you think about a book that sells for $20. And I just barely made it out of high school. I don't have a college degree. I couldn't pass a 9th grade grammar test to save my favorite person's life.
Right.
Okay? But I wrote this book, and but I hired editors and all that stuff, so it's grammatically sound. But I wrote this book thinking, well, you know, if we sell, you know, a couple thousand copies, well, we sold 900 copies the first week.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we went on to sell over 140,000 copies, and we're not even in bookstores. And only recently got on Amazon.
Oh, that's great.
So you can do anything you want to do. You just make up your mind to do it.
Right. Well, and it's never been easier for the average person to make millions of dollars.
I agree.
And now you can get in a lot of trouble sometimes, or a lot of criticism. You know,
yeah,
people,
a lot of criticism.
You know, don't tell the average person they can make millions of dollars. You're scamming them. You're ripping them off. You know, you're misleading them. You're giving them that fool's paradise or whatever, that false sense of hope. But that is bullshit. The world is filled with people like Myron and myself who have their success stories make ours look pale by comparison.
Absolutely.
You study the Forbes 400 list now, and you got to be a billionaire just to get on the Forbes 400 list. And there's an ever-growing group of non-college graduates on that list.
Absolutely.
They didn't even graduate from college, and yet they're the top Forbes 400 list, which is just to get on the number 400, you have to be worth about $1 billion now. So don't believe all of these naysayers out there. Get Myron's book right now.
Thank you.
From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. It belongs in my collection. I knew that within just a few minutes of picking it up. It belongs in your collection too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
and get all TJ's stuff.
Buy all my stuff too, man.
And then we'll buy all your stuff.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Good.
Yeah.